Welcome to another edition of the Stogie video review. As always, I am Walt White, and a week late, unfortunately. I have the El Rey del Mundo Robusto Larga, and I apologize to the person that requested this review. It's a week late, but I really wanted to get that pre-release review up, so I apologize for the delay. This particular cigar is they come in natural and Maduro. The natural has an Ecuadorian grown wrapper. The Maduro's Connecticut. They have Honduran binders and fillers. And this particular model, like I said, the Robusto Larga, which is essentially just a Toro, it's a 54 by 6. This particular cigar, I've had it for quite a while. 6 to 8 months at least. So, and to be honest with you, I'm really not sure what it is. I don't know whether it's natural or Maduro. Chances are it's a Maduro, but we're going to find out together, I suppose. And these are tissue wrapped. These come out of the Villazon factory in Honduras. Same factory. You know what? I'm really not sure what that is. Looks like a natural. It's kind of light to be a Maduro, because I think these come in more of an Oscuro color, or an Oscuro shade, and not so much just your typical Maduro. So maybe we'll just call it the unknown for right now. But anyway, like I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and cut this while I talk. But these are made in the Villazon factory. Same factory as Punch, Haida Monterey, and even the JR Ultimates are made in the same factory. When you buy a Consuerga, chances are you could be getting an El Rey del Mundo second, because those also come out of the same factory. But with those, you really never know what you're going to get. The best you can do is kind of compare sizes and think maybe you'll get the same one. Well, use my my trusty cigar scissors once again, and open the head up, and pretty good draw. A little bit of resistance, but I always like that in a cigar. Before I get it lit, let's go over the characteristics of it. It's got a little bit of sparkling going on. It may be older than I thought it was. It looks like it might be developing a little bit of plume. It's got a couple of heavy veins. They're really not attractive at all. Multiple different. It's got varying colors of light and dark brown wrapper leaf, and it's not a very decent looking cigar, but who cares about cosmetics sometimes. It's pretty firm. It feels like it's nice and packed with tobacco, but there's a couple of little soft spots in it as I rotate it in my fingers. But let's see how it smokes. Like I said, the draw is pretty good. A little bit of resistance. It's got a little bit of a sweet flavor, pretty light. And, get all toasted and then lit here. And then it's lit. It's producing a fair amount of smoke. It's a little dry, but it feels pretty thick. It does coat the mouth. It's medium bodied so far. There isn't a real defined flavor. It just tastes like a Honduran cigar. But let's give it a few minutes and see how it progresses. Well, I'm back, and as you can see, I'm a little bit more than an inch into the cigar, and so far it's going real well. The body's in the medium range. Uh, the flavor, it's a little bit of a, it's got a little bit of a bite, almost sort of a peppery flavor, and the base flavor is sort of leathery. The finish, it's still a little on the dry side, but it's fairly smooth. It doesn't irritate me too much. Overall, it's doing real well. Still producing, a good volume of smoke. Resting smoke's nice and light. It's burning, nice and even. It's got a really thin burn line. And, the resting smoke that's in the air, it doesn't smell bad. It's not offensive. But if you watch the other video I did, I could be way off base with that assumption. But so far, it's doing real well. Just to kind of get off the subject a little bit, it was quite a while ago, but back, never mind. I don't want to get too far off base, but about I don't know, right around the time I first started smoking, I worked for a guy in a custom cabinet shop, and he was a cigar smoker, and I got involved in smoking cigars, and we were kind of talking about it a little bit, and he was making recommendations for me for cigars to pick up, and I had shared a list with him that someone else had given me, and he kind of went down the list. He was saying, this is an expensive one. You don't want to try that one. You won't get the bang for your buck because you're still new to cigars. You won't be able to taste this. You won't be able to taste that. So I really appreciated it, and we were talking a little bit more. And as I was sampling different cigars, we were talking about what he liked. He liked the Maria Mancinis, and his favorite smoke was the El Rey del Mundo, and he used to always tell me, this is a full-bodied cigar. It's a nice, strong cigar. You want to stay away from that type of cigar. He was always recommending something milder, like a Mayorga. And for the longest time, I avoided these like the plague. I just thought they were way over the top for me. I didn't want to try them. I just didn't think I would enjoy them. So, I didn't buy them. And eventually, I did pick some up. And early on, I did think they were a big, full-bodied cigar, too strong for me. They weren't bad. They were just kind of a little over the top. So I stopped buying them, and after a little bit of time, Stogie Review started. I started getting into a much wider variety of cigars, and and then they kind of dropped to much further down the list as far as strength is concerned. Now I think they're a good medium-bodied cigar. And a couple months ago, I stopped down to see the guy I used to work for. He's a friend of mine. So I stopped down, and I threw 2 cigars in a Ziploc bag to take down. One was a 5 Vegas Series A Maduro. He was a big Maduro guy, so he hadn't had one. I wanted to give him one to try. And just for a little bit of a laugh, I threw in a Hoya de Nicaragua 1970 in the bag, and I took them both down there. And I said, this is a nice medium-bodied Maduro cigar. You'll like the 5 Vegas A. They're one of my favorites. I love this as a staple Maduro. And the other one, I said, this is a full-bodied cigar. You think that your El Rey del Mundos are strong, you ought to give this one a shot. And unfortunately, I always forget to ask him how that cigar went for him. And I'm kind of curious as to whether that kind of blew him away, but with the sheer strength of that cigar or not. But anyway, it doesn't really relate too much to this particular cigar, but I just thought I would share nonetheless. Just real quick, you can see that the ash is holding on real well. Nice light color. Overall, it's performing really well. So I'm looking forward to smoking a little bit further into this, just to see where it goes from here. I've smoked many of these over the course of the couple of years that I've been smoking, but it's been quite a while since I've actually had one of these, especially the Robusto Larga of this size. I've had the smaller ones, but they taste completely different than the larger ones. So anyway, going to sit back and smoke a little bit more. Welcome back, and as you can see, I'm about halfway through this cigar, and just looking at the ash, you can see it's very strong, light colored, and the burn's still nice and even, really thin, crisp burn line. Overall, the second third is smoking very well. draw is still decent. It's got a little bit of resistance. It puts off lots of smoke. Just like before. The smoke's nice and thick. It's easy to play around with, get it through your sinuses. Base flavor is still kind of leathery, but it's generally it just tastes like a Honduran cigar. And this is sort of common between some of the other General Cigar products, or some of the other products that come out of the Villazon factory. But this definitely kind of sets itself apart with the kind of leathery flavor. It's got a little bit of a peppery flavor to it, and you just get just a little bit of spice through your sinuses. Actually, it's more along the lines of a peppery flavor through your sinuses than an actual spice. The body really hasn't changed. It's still in the medium range, and overall, it's smoking really well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the final third has to offer. Welcome back. And as you can see, it's getting close to about quitting time now. The cigar is getting a little overheated, and that's typical of a cigar that's getting just over an inch long. But so far, the cigar's been behaving very well. It smokes very well. The ash, I've tapped it off twice. That will be the third and final time that I knock the ash off. So it's nice and solid, light colored, burns really even. You got a real thin, nice burn line to it. Nice flavors. It's medium bodied. The finish is still just a touch dry, and but it's relatively smooth. Each puff kind of coats the inside of your mouth with smoke, or with flavor. You kind of get that thick feeling when you kind of smack your lips a little bit. It just kind of feels thick and condensed. Base flavor, it's very consistent. It still tastes like a Honduran cigar. It's still got a little bit of leather in there, and it's got another component in it that I really can't put my finger on, and it's kind of getting a little frustrating. It's been happening to me quite a bit. I don't know whether my palate's developing and I'm beginning to pick up new flavors, and I just can't put my finger on them, or what's going on. But I think down the line I'm going to start using a flavor wheel so that I can try to pinpoint these flavors a little better than instead of just telling you, well, there's something there and I can't pick it out. But overall, I think this cigar smoked very well. It's a good medium-bodied cigar, nice flavors. It's it fits right in the middle of the day. Right now it's about 9 o'clock at night, and it's my last cigar of the day. It could be a little heavier, a little more full-bodied for this time in the evening, but it's not bad overall. I really enjoy it. And it's one of those cigars that I used to smoke a lot of, but I kind of got away from smoking them for one reason or another. Just either I forgot about them, or they just kind of got tucked away at the bottom of the humidor, and I just never got down to them in the rotation. But it's definitely something I'm going to be smoking more of. I really appreciate the person requesting this review, because I kind of rediscovered a cigar that I really enjoyed in the past. So, in closing, I think it's a very good cigar. They're very inexpensive. They're an affordable cigar. It's definitely something you should pick up. If this review sounds like you may like it, take a chance, pick it up. I don't think you'll have much to lose. And that about wraps it up for the El Rey del Mundo Robusto Larga. And before I get out of here, I got a little bit of constructive criticism, and I got it from a friend of mine. I went to see him a couple weeks ago, and he told me, pretty much word for word, he said, "Walt, you've got to get rid of that porno music you're playing at the opening and closing of the videos." So that is what's on the chopping block. I'm actually going to get rid of that music, but I'm having a little bit of a predicament. I don't know what to replace it with. So if you're a musician, or you know someone that's a musician, and they wouldn't mind the Stogie Review using their music in the videos, given credits at the end, definitely shoot me an email and we'll talk. It's Walt at StogieReview.com. And one thing to keep in mind is we don't make money at StogieReview.com, so I'd like to avoid paying royalties on music. So I just keep that in mind when if you do decide to rack your brain and give me a hand. But anyway, I'm gonna take off. And as always, really appreciate you guys for all the support you give us, your questions, your comments. And, you know, I know it's like beating a dead horse. I keep saying it, but we really couldn't do this without you. And for that, we really do thank you. So, you know, give an El Rey del Mundo Robusto Larga a shot. And happy smoking.